Hey, what's going on, guys? Matty Brolic here, and today I have the National Pokeball League Game of the Week. This is for Week 4 of the National Pokeball League, and this week we have Cheeseboy628 versus the Green Bay Palkias. And Cheeseboy was in the Game of the Week 2 weeks ago, and this week it is he's playing the Green Bay Palkias, who were in last week's Game of the Week. So let's hop right into this battle here. I have not watched it yet, so let's just go right into it. So we're going to put the music off here, and Cheeseboy leads with his Latios as the Green Bay Palkies lead with their Darmanitan. I'm assuming that's going to be a Choice Scarf Darmanitan, just because Scarf Darmanitan is a, whenever someone leads with it, there's a pretty good chance it's Scarf, because it's a really, really strong Pokemon that doesn't always need any type of boosting item, like a Life Orb or Choice Band, because it's so powerful on its own, and its speed is decent, but makes it pretty good with a Choice Scarf, so it's a pretty safe lead, definitely against Cheeseboy's team. So, looking at the team matchup here, Darmanitan can do a lot of damage to Cheeseboy. Mega Aerodactyl could do a lot of damage to Cheeseboy, as well as Keldeo. He's only Keldeo switching his Latios. So, for Cheeseboy's team, Bisharp could do a lot against the Green Bay Palkias once Keldeo is weakened. He has absolutely no switches for Mega Medicham, that's for sure. Manaphy can, given the right moveset, could put in some work here. Thundurus is actually really, really threatening to the Green Bay Palkias team. So looking at team matchup, both of these coaches have very, very threatening teams towards one another. So we're going to get right into this battle here and see how this goes down now. So, like I said, Scarf Darmanitan against this Latios. We do not know the set yet, so let's go into this. We'll go normal speed. So he goes right for the U-turn there. Not a surprise. Maybe he'll go for Roost here. And he actually goes for Trick. And actually tricks Choice Specs onto the Registeel. Not a bad play at all, because Registeel definitely does wall things like Latios. It's kind of annoying for things like Porygon 2 to get past Registeel. So now the Green Bay Palkias make a great play by going for Thunder Wave on the incoming Medicham. Which Thunder Wave is a pretty common play on Registeel, but since he was locked into Choice Scarf, perhaps Cheeseboy thought that he would just go for Stealth Rocks, which is the easiest play to go for. Just get up the rocks, and Latios is weakened, so he has things like Scarf Darmanitan and Mega Aerodactyl that could outspeed Latios and pressure him from defogging later. But he actually goes right for the Thunder Wave, which is pretty smart, because the only switch into Thunder Wave was Thundurus, and I guess it's not the most common Registeel switching, I don't know, but that definitely would have been the best one. So now Medicham comes in and goes right for the Ice Punch here. Doesn't Mega Evolve for some reason. I believe it is Mega Medicham. Yeah, it is. Okay, just making sure. Yeah. Cheeseboy says here, why didn't Mega Evolve? So I guess he meant to Mega Evolve there. So now he goes for Ice Punch again, and wow, that oh yeah, it doesn't do much because he roosted. That makes sense. Okay, so now he's in here, and he probably should go for Send Headbutt just because it'll do a lot more damage than Ice Punch. But Zapdos goes right for the Thunderbolt and gets the full power on Medicham. Definitely unfortunate for Cheeseboy there. So he goes for Bullet Punch to try to get some chip damage before going down, but kind of to, doesn't really do much to Zapdos at all. It's a resisted hit and a really weak move. So now he goes into Thundurus here. Could definitely put pressure on Zapdos. Goes right for the Nasty Plot, perhaps predicting a switch to Whimsicott or something like that. But the Green Bay Palkies just roost, so he can't stay in here because Life Orb Thunderbolt will do a ton of damage. So he goes for another Nasty Plot. Good play there, predicting the switch. So now this Thunderbolt does not knock out the Registeel. That's amazing. That is so bulky. Oh, he has leftovers. Life Orb probably would have knocked him out. But plus 4 Thundurus, that is only doing 78.5%. Is pretty crazy. So he goes for his third Nasty Plot here. So now this Thundurus is good. I was going to say for a couple kills, but that's not true because Aerodactyl can come in and revenge. But so could Darmanitan. So he's going to have to switch out here. Goes right into Manaphy. Good play there, because Manaphy does resist the Flare Blitz. Still takes a lot, though. That did a lot of damage, so maybe this isn't the bulkiest Manaphy spread. Now Manaphy here is going to go right for the Ice Beam. Good prediction. That does so much to that Whimsicott. This could be another offensive Whimsicott like we saw last week. So, yep. Goes right for the Giga Drain. Does that much. Wow. So that might be another Specs Whimsicott. That is a... Look, I mean... Normally I would say, okay, Specs Whimsicott, like I said last week, it just does not have a ton of power. Its special attack is, I think, like 86. Its stabs are decent. I don't think it gets anything like Leaf Storm or anything. So Giga Drain's the strongest grass stab. Moonblast is a great stab move, definitely. But yeah, just not a ton of power. And but if you look at Cheese Boy's team, what's switching in to a Specs Moonblast? The only thing he has is Porygon 2, and you know, if it's not especially defensive Porygon 2, it's not going to just eat it up like it's nothing. So that is a good set, and definitely credits to the Green Bay Palkias for believing in that set and bringing it 2 weeks in a row. So now Cheese Boy's Bisharp comes in, goes right for the Stealth Rock, and on the Giga Drain there. So now Bisharp goes for Iron Head here in case the Whimsicott wanted to stay in. Probably should have went for knockoff just to get rid of this Keldio's item. That could help him if it's Scarfed or anything like that. That probably looks like Specs damage. I'm not 100% sure though. So now the Green Bay Palkias go back into Whimsicott here, and that Thunderbolt does a lot because it is an offensive Whimsicott. So if he had HP Ice or Flying, he probably should have went for it there, just because he has so much that could outspeed him here, and Whimsicott being one of them, he should probably knock it out. So this Porygon does have a lot of special bulk, eating up those Moonblast pretty well, but you know, they're definitely doing decent little chunks here. So now he's probably going to knock out the Whimsicott here. Does get the special attack drop, which is annoying for Cheese Boy, because now Cheese Boy has less offensive presence here. But either way, Keldeo would come in, and he would probably switch out anyway. So he actually does stay in on the Secret Sword. Maybe predicting him to go for Scald on a switch, but nope. So he loses Porygon 2. That's not a Pokemon I would want to lose there, just because I don't know if it could avoid a 2-hit KO from Darmanitan, but I think it could stall it out by recovering on Flare Blitzes. And unless this Zapdos is toxic, then Ice Beam Porygon 2 pretty much beats Zapdos, and it definitely beats Mega Aerodactyl. You know, Home Claws I guess could kind of set up, but if it has Ice Beam or Thunderbolt, then it can't set up enough to where it could beat Porygon. So I think he should have kept his Porygon there. I don't know the exact set because I didn't get to see it. I know he has Tri-Attack, but Ice Beam or Thunderbolt really would have helped him out there. And Porygon 2 in general would have been pretty vital this game in my opinion. So now he goes into Thundurus, goes for Thunderbolt here, and does a decent chunk there. So now he's able to finish off the Zapdos, and now I'm sure either Aerodactyl or Darmanitan are going to come out here because they do force out. Darmanitan basically gets a KO here because Latios is low and is not going to be able to take a hit, and Bisharp is one of his few things that could actually kind of deal with things like Aerodactyl or Darmanitan. So let's see what the Bisharp goes for here. If he goes for a knockoff. No, he just goes for the safe Sucker Punch. He probably should have tried to make a play there just because he was in such a bad position there, and Sucker Punch will not knock out this Aerodactyl. The Aerodactyl predicts a switch there and goes for Crunch. So now here, he switches back out into Keldeo, knowing that he's going to Sucker Punch. So here again, he probably should have tried to make a double, just because Latios would have guaranteed a KO there, and the Sucker Punch will not, knockoff plus Sucker Punch will not be able to knock out this Keldeo here. So all around, good game there. Green Bay Palkias played it very well. Had a really good matchup with all their speed. The speed really, like the Scarf Darmanitan and Mega Aerodactyl, really put so much pressure on Cheese Boy's team because even when he tried to make some good predictions with the Thundurus and get some nasty plots and whatnot, he still lost momentum just because every time he either got a kill or did some damage, as soon as Darmanitan got to get a free switch, he basically had to sack something or let something take a ton of damage, like Manaphy taking almost 40% from a Choice Scarf Flare Blitz. So, yeah, definitely really well played on the Green Bay Palkias part. Good playing on Cheese Boy's part too. Definitely brought a team that was really scary to the Green Bay Palkias. If he, I guess played a little more risky at the end, taking a little more chances just because he was in a kind of bad spot, maybe he would have had a chance. But the Green Bay Palkias prepared really well and definitely had the matchup advantage overall this week. So, great game to both coaches. Good luck to both coaches in the future. Guys, definitely go check out the NPL channel. Check out all these coaches. They produce great content, really good NPL stuff, as well as other things too. Really like to watch their uploads all the time, so you should all get on that because you don't want to miss out, right? So, yeah, like I said, congratulations to the Green Bay Palkias on their great victory this week. That was a really exciting game. Just fast-paced, lots of threats, over in 31 turns. which is a pretty fast game in my opinion, especially for the GBA. When you are bringing straight counter teams to one another, sometimes you might have sets that people just can't touch and whatnot, and kind of drags out the game. So that was a nice fast-paced battle with just tons of offensive threats and pretty cool sets as well. I really like the Specs Whimsicott, is really cool, as well as like the Trick Specs Latios, tricking the Registeel, getting a big threat out of the way early on. So yeah, definitely a good game all around, and there will be more to come next week. There will be another game of the week, and this trend will continue throughout the entire season. So good luck to the coaches. I'm expecting some more great plays and some more great games, so I could upload these really, really awesome replays. So yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching, and seriously, have a great day.